So our final guest has been on the show before, and her company is a friend of the show in terms of it's BK Royston Publishing. Uh, her authors come on the show quite frequently, and Julia Royston, she's in the house
I never
again.
heard of her.
Is that where she gonna go?
You know I love you,
You know
Julia.
I love you better.
But
Ooh,
Julia
y'all
will
got me
be.
up late past my
I
bedtime.
I know I thought
Me
about
too.
that, but we appreciate you staying up. And whenever you're on late, you still have the energy. I don't know if you
Oh
collapse after the
yeah,
show.
it's
Okay.
just who I am, boo. It's just who I am.
So Julia will be doing two workshops at the festival. Well, she'll be doing one workshop on having the making your book into a brand, something like that. And
Yeah.
then writing the book that builds your brand. That's what it's called. And then she's going to be on the publishers panel, and you'll be on the panel. You'll be moderating, and then I don't know if you met Marvin Cloud. I don't think he's a local publisher. He's a Houston-based publisher. I don't. He came in the past, but not. It was before COVID. So um, and I have you. What did you come before COVID,
I
or was
did. I
it
was
all
there in
after?
2019.
I think yeah. So he was before that. So
Oh, okay,
you met
okay.
him.
Well, I look forward to meeting him. I'm always, I don't, I always look forward to meeting other publishers. I think it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah. So BK Royston Publishing, for the people who don't know what it's about and what you do and how many books you all have published and how many books you personally written and published. Give everybody the rundown first on the numbers, because every time you come on, it's like an astronomical uh, increase in the number of books. I, you all churn some books out with a lot of different authors.
I
So
do.
give us an update on where you
Uh,
all are.
Okay, so BK Royston Publishing is 17 and a half years old. Be 18 years old in February 2026. So that's
Okay.
kind of my anniversary date. To date, I have published, I'm probably at 490 for everybody. I'm running toward 500. That's what I tell people. And to date, I've written 145. I've got, hmm, let's see, one, two, four proof copies right here. Yeah. So
Okay. So what now, are those children's books?
they are. They're primarily, this is, it goes along with one other one that I have published already, but London's a Dancer. I did kind of a creatives collection. And
Okay.
then I don't have the other one. And then this one, I have an Evan Dreams of Being an Engineer. And I've got another one. I don't have it handy, but she's a lawyer. So I have a
You have a
nurse, I have
careers.
doctor,
You
careers.
have a
Now
careers.
I
Okay.
can't do every single one. I've done four: engineer, lawyer, doctor, and nurse. And so then I'm gonna do like A to Z careers, because the teacher's like, oh, we need a whole, there's a whole push for careers, trades, the whole nine yards. And so I said I'll do it, but I can't do 26. No, no, no. I can't, too much. Too much. I mean, I'm running toward 200, but no, I've got other things that I really want to roll out. So that's kind of where we are. We do everything from, I tell people, from your head to Amazon, and do writing, everything and beyond, because I just had a class right before I came on that was on Canva. So, having artists and authors to be able to get a graphic up relatively quick, looks good, but relatively quickly, because sometimes we don't have the budget to play a graphic designer. Now, if I something
Hmm.
major and important, yes, I'm paying graphic
Yeah.
people. Yes, I'm paying illustrators. But there are sometimes the things that, Dr. Ronna can tell you. We have live shows, podcasts, interviews every week. Paying
Yeah.
somebody to do
Right.
that every week is very costly. So we need to make sure that we have a template to be able to do that. So it's those kinds of things that authors ask for. They ask for help me with, and that's usually what it turns into. And I really strive to meet the needs of authors as much as possible. I see a need. Sometimes they don't want to jump in, but I keep putting it out there because there's somebody who, who needs it and needs the help and assistance, and I get the questions, and so I really strive to answer them. So that's kind
Yeah,
of where
I
we
have a
are.
graphics person. We have the show every week. We have four guests every week. So
Absolutely.
I would never attempt to do it. I have a person who does it every week. But because it's really a template, she doesn't charge me a lot. But she
Right.
turns it out fast, and I just send her the names and the pictures, and she puts everything in there.
Right.
Now Rhonda I've seen her work Canva, and I did it once. I tell you what I did it for. I did it for my daughter's bridal shower. I created an invitation to her bridal shower using Canva, and it stressed me out so much that I said, I am not going. This is not my lane. I don't know if it was the emotion of the event. This is
Well,
not
one of the
my
things
lane.
is, yeah, but I have two shows every week. I have two shows
Okay.
every week. I go
Mhm.
live on Sunday morning at 9:30, and I'm subject to be doing promoting a book. That's too much to have a person. One graphic,
Okay.
okay, maybe I could have somebody do it quickly or whatever, but no, as much as I put out every week, no, I'd be in the poorhouse, and my grandma would say I'd be in the poorhouse.
Well, one thing that I did this year, it wasn't Canva, it was my graphics person. Because this year we have a flyer. I know you've seen it because Julia,
Yes,
you're on
ma'am.
two
I
of them.
have.
We
Yes,
had a
ma'am.
flyer for every author that's
Yes.
registered, that's 120. And
Yeah.
then we have one for the seminars. And what I had her do was create an interactive PDF.
Yes.
So all I have to do is drop in the information in the picture and then save it as a JPEG. And so I can keep it going that way because I
Right.
there's no way I would want to pay her to do
No,
120.
so now you
So
understand what I
yes,
mean, that
yeah. But
but you created a way and a
I
system to be
have
able to do
I
that.
yes,
have an assistant
okay,
who's not just, I don't just have a graphics person. I
Right.
already
okay,
have the template the way I want the template to look. So all he
okay,
does is drop the photos in each week. But there are other things he's doing for me. He goes on the
okay.
show with me. He does a lot of stuff that, Robert does
The back
for
end stuff.
you. Right. A lot
Okay.
Right.
he does a lot of
Hmm.
back end stuff.
Hmm.
He's the one who chops my show up into reels and
Okay.
highlights,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
no, I'm
That's
supposed.
not
what.
doing that. I'm not
That's
doing
Yeah,
yeah.
that.
so
That's
Yeah,
what.
no, I have
yeah,
my
he
husband
does.
for that.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does all of that for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I have another assistant who does a lot of my admin work for me.
Yes.
He emails people for me. He compiles the worksheets, the spreadsheets, and everything. Believe me, I can't. People, I used to do all of this stuff by myself, and people were amazed. I thank God for these assistants I have right now because they take so much off of my plate right now.
Yeah,
Mm.
but
Even
the
when I'm
problem is
not.
the
Yeah.
not the problem, but the great thing is if something happened, you could do
Hmm.
it. You could do it. I
Yeah,
have a problem
absolutely.
with I don't know. I don't want to. People can be easily taken advantage of. You
Right.
have
And
somebody who in you trust, but they
that's
Yeah.
the
can be
reason why
easily
if
taken
I'm
Yeah.
going to
advantage
pay you to do something I know how to do, you
of.
better know how
Exactly.
to do it better than me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
I
at
mean
least
you
equal.
have guidance and
Mhm.
you're
Yeah.
directing them. I know what highway I want you to go on. I'm not going to let you just kind of freestyle willy-nilly. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
So,
At
yeah,
least
it's that
equal.
whole
Mhm.
I love it. And that's a part of the business of whatever you're doing. The
Yes.
the business of books, the business of media,
Yeah.
the business even if you're just going live. The every
Yeah.
week if you're promoting a ministry, you're promoting your nonprofit, there are so many advantages to having graphics and being professional because we're all going to need multiple streams of income. I say that
Yes.
and I say it
Yes.
everywhere I go. You're going to
But
need multiple
you hit the
outlets of
nail
income.
on the head is being professional because
Yes.
there's nothing wrong with doing, well, I'm not going to say there's nothing wrong with doing, but if you have to do things yourself or you choose to do things yourself, that's fine. But you still want to present yourself as a professional. Don't just throw things together and be raggedy and just think people are supposed to understand that you're doing it by
Exactly. Oh, I'm
yourself.
sorry, I'm starting. But that's
Mm-mm,
the
mm-mm.
beauty of
You-
having a class to be able to do that because
Yes.
Exactly.
everybody in there is like, I'm striving to be more independent. There was a ministry leader, and she's like, I have a whole media team, but that's not fair because I don't know anything. I can't do anything in a pinch. I love them, I appreciate them, but I need to be independent because depending on other people they have lives. Other things can happen. If I need something in a pinch, I
Mhm.
need to be able to do that. So,
And
but
people
they're
can be
going to
flaky.
class. Yeah.
And people can be flaky. Now, the media manager for the show is my stepson. So, he does like the intro, the outro. He brings the show on and off. He does all of the separation of the interviews. He does the YouTube channel. He does the Buzzsprout, which puts us on all of the podcast
Absolutely. I use
platforms.
Buzzsprout as well. Yeah.
He does all of that, and so I don't have to think about it. And he was doing tech stuff as a kid.
Yeah.
He's been
And
techie
that's a
his whole
beautiful.
life.
I mean, my husband
It,
was in tech for 32 years, so
yeah,
that's a beautiful thing to have that already in your house.
yeah,
Yay!
yeah.
Yay!
It is. It is. And so, and then, the video stuff that we do. George Powell does it. He's actually the minister of music at my church. He's the choir director, but he has an amazing ability to create videos. So he does all our video work, all the commercials, all of the video, the video about the show, any video work we get done, he does it.
Yeah,
And so, you know, you need to have professional people
you do. You do.
because you don't want your stuff to look amateurish. You
Yeah,
want
you
it to
don't.
look like it's a major operation. People always say, where's your show based? And they always give credit to New York or Los Angeles or somebody. No, it's not. No, it's right here in Houston.
Yeah.
We
They were
have
like,
the
where's
best
Jeffersonville, Indiana? I'm
talent.
like, right before you get to Louisville, Kentucky, the last
Right,
exit. No.
right. And then you don't have your costs are less because you're
Yes.
not in New York and California.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Everything would cost 5 times more if they had the ideas, which all the ideas don't necessarily emanate there. Really, a lot of the ideas that are coming out of there, they got it from other people that are from other
Absolutely.
places. So
Absolutely.
use your creative talents, but make it professional and know your strengths and weaknesses. And
Absolutely.
graphics is not my lane. When I watch Rhonda, when we go out of town and she's on her laptop putting together a flyer. By the way, Rhonda, that flyer that I said the font was too small, I saw it online. It was just right. I meant to tell you that. I meant to tell you. But she was doing it. I'm watching her meticulously
Oh,
make it
yeah.
bigger,
Well,
make it
after so
smaller.
long, you know what it's supposed to look like.
It
And
gave
Right.
it gave me a
symmetrically,
headache
you're
watching
thinking,
her
what?
do it.
No, but once you get it lit, anyway, Ronnie, you know what it is.
I said, okay, there's no way I would
But
do that. You
but
know.
this is still in line with my talk on writing the book that builds the brand because you
It
want
is.
not only the book you're writing to go along with your branding, but the you are of course the number one part of your brand, yourself. Being
Yeah.
able to
Yes.
communicate that effectively, being
Right.
able to transfer that mission into a message, and then hopefully turn it into a movement. That's the ultimate where you want it to go. Now, I write in multiple genres. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not known for in some circles, but in some other circles I am known as a romance writer. I primarily have focused on children's books. I do write romance. I do write romance under a pen name too as well. So I
Okay.
What's
do
the pen
that.
name, girl?
Cadence Royal.
Ooh.
Look at you.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm. So
Okay.
Y'all up in my face.
so I'm able to be flexible and meet needs of multiple audiences. But when I'm looking for a brand book or something, a signature series, and I'm talking about my publishing company that's writing, well, first off, it's write the book that builds the brand. That goes along. I have a book that I've written that goes along with my talk, but also write, publish, and promote, which helps people even know the questions to ask a publisher or to how to start the book. And you self-published, you really didn't have much guidance. The book looks beautiful, but how am I going to sell it? It's time now to promote it.
Okay.
It's time now to. So
Exactly.
that is like my signature series that goes along with publishing and those types of things that really exudes my expertise in that area. But I write in multiple things that are just fun. I have an interest in, devotionals and things of that nature. But I believe that you should have a book that goes along with your business, your expertise, your number one. You can have multiple things because I do have multiple things that I do, but there should be something that you can teach from, that you can speak from, that you can be interviewed from. A book that really, it doesn't take much. Even if it's midnight, you should be able to talk about it and move that mission. It should also lead people back to you. There should be a place where it should lead people, not just to buy the book, but to work with you, that people are able to say, oh, I want to know more. So whether that's a one-on-one, whether it's group coaching, whether that's a course, whether that is, a workshop you're having, whether that is an event you're having, people usually, if it's something that's helpful, it can be entertaining for book clubs. Lord knows I love book clubs. But then there should also be a book that leads people to want to work with you if that's what you're offering. And it should be your calling card. We used to say the book was the business card, but it's the introduction to your framework, the introduction to your standards, your method of doing work, your pedagogy, the way you work, the way you do what you do, and people get to know you that way, and then they want to work with you more. They want
Mm.
to be introduced to you more and work with you even more on another deeper level.
Well, that's great advice. And so Julia will be going into even more depth about that
Absolutely.
when in her workshop that she's doing on Friday at 1 o'clock, I
One
think.
o'clock. Yeah.
Yes, you're the first one on Fridays.
I,
You're the
I
first
always say two, but it's because I'm probably still on Eastern time.
Eastern
So I'm
time.
like 2 o'clock. Yeah, 1 o'clock.
Right.
Yeah.
1 o'clock. That's the first one. And
Yeah.
we're promoting the seminars much more this year, so people will come from the outside to
Absolutely.
attend
I
the
really
Friday
encourage
seminar.
people. I really highly encourage people, if you're in the Houston area, Houston's humongous.
It
So if
is.
you're in the Houston area, you really need to take the time. If you've ever thought about writing a book, if you have ever thought about, or you've written, you've journaled, that room is incredible amount of information as well as inspiration and motivation for you to do what you can do and how you can start. That room is filled with authors who have done trial and error, good, bad, how they promoted, how they didn't promote, what failed, what worked, the covers, the table setups, everything. And then not to mention the celebrity authors that are there. And I mean, it's an incredible event to be a part of and to come to learn as much as possible. So I would just take that Friday off and that Saturday come back so that you can maximize
Right.
the information and maximize the opportunity to be able to meet authors of different genres, multiple genres in
Mhm.
one place at one time and ask questions and actually see and take pictures and of course purchase their books as well. But even more so, if you're wanting to be an author, if you're wanting to write, if you started and it's a dream and it's a goal, or you,
Mhm.
as I say, people, I've been prophesied to. Well, okay, let's work to fulfill that prophet. Oh,
Yes,
child, I
faith
can't tell
without
you how
works
many
is
people
dead.
they laid me on the floor and I was
No,
out. I was like,
okay.
okay, well, what happened when you woke up? Did you
Yeah.
start writing anything? Did you get a notebook? Whatever. So
No, because
and it'll able to you to start that process
yeah,
and
the
get on your
laying on of
way.
hands is not going to write the book.
No, 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 no.
Faith
That's just gonna
without
give you
works
the
is
look.
dead. That's what
Yeah, but
people
it no,
miss. If you
no, no.
have faith, you got to put the work in.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely. I didn't
that's
write
it.
145 books I have not written because somebody laid hands on me. They laid hands on me for
Yeah.
strength and healing or whatever. But I've had to sit here, as they say, my
And
hind
write
parts in this chair and
the
actually
books
write it
won't
and make it
write
happen. So yeah, I
themselves.
just encourage you to be there and
Mm,
to be a part of it, not just for my workshop, but all of the workshops, period.
mm.
It's just, it's a wealth of information.
Well,
Free, and
I
it's
and I
free. All the
always tell
information is
people
free.
don't just sit there and make the entire weekend about selling your book. Yes, we want you to get sales. We do. But if you make the entire weekend just about selling your book and you miss out on the valuable networking, you
Absolutely.
miss out
Absolutely.
on meeting celebrity authors,
Yes.
you miss out on talking face to face with Amazon.
Yes,
Yeah.
You
absolutely.
miss out on
Amazon is
scheduling
there.
yourself from
Yeah.
podcasts.
Yeah.
Yes, you miss out on being, you want to say you want to be a New York Times bestseller? Get near one and find out how they did it. Find
Yeah.
out. I mean, they
Right.
may be a celebrity, but there are people who are quote unquote non celebrities who are doing it too as well. What have been the
Definitely.
keys to that? What has been the key to having a book that sells, period, in that particular genre? I'm always asking fiction authors how they do it because once people are loyal, they buy everything you have. But getting people interest to read your fiction, that's harder than a children's book. That's harder than a nonfiction. That's harder than a
Mhm.
devotional. And so
Mhm.
therefore, I don't care how many books I write, I'm always going to be asking questions, inquiring. I'm a forever learner. I'm an educator
Mhm.
by trade, but I'm always a forever learner, and I cannot learn just being in this office writing it into myself. I have to get next to iron. Iron sharpens iron.
Sharpens
There's some
iron.
It
more
sharpens
words.
iron.
You
Yeah,
all are, if you all are listening, are the people who let them who will hear, let them hear.
yeah,
You
exactly,
all, iron
exactly,
sharpens iron. If you don't know what that means that if you're trying to achieve a goal, what will help you get there is being around other people that have similar interests that can help you get there and teach you, but be respectful and don't expect them to provide services for free.
exactly.
That's definitely not what we're talking
Yeah,
about. If they
no,
provide a professional service, then pay them a professional price. Because they have the experience that you lack. And so you need to, if you're serious,
yeah,
nothing is free. So that's the first rule of economics.
yeah,
Nothing is free. So,
absolutely.
if people are professional, don't insult them by expecting them to write your book for you or any of that.
Now I did
And then you
have a
tell
lady
them that
say
you got a
that.
budget of $100.
Unless,
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
if you want to
well, besides,
go.
I did, but I'm telling you, I did have a lady. She did not
Okay.
want to do any of the parts. She said, "I wanted you
Okay.
to write it and promote it," and I said, "And then put your name. I don't care how much you pay me. They're gonna say you're not Jane
Yeah.
Doe. There's still,
Yeah.
I'm saying, no, I'm Julia Royston. And even if I'm a ghostwriter, the author is still going to have to do some promote. I don't care how I've met New York Times bestsellers. I have met, people who have been traditionally published, self-published, independently published, hybrid, whatever you want to
Yeah.
name it.
Mhm.
And they all have to do some level of promotion. They all do. I don't
Yes.
care
I
how
put
they,
it
I don't care if New
I
Yeah.
put
York
it
did
like
do it,
this.
they have to promote in some way,
I
shape, or
put it like this. When Denzel Washington has a
come on
new
through.
movie,
Yep,
what does he do? He
yep.
goes on the talk shows and he
And the
promotes that.
podcast and the
And
radio
yes.
shows. You
Mhm.
seen him? Because he's getting ready to
Mhm.
come out with a new one with Spike
Right.
Lee. Come on now.
So
They get ready to come out with a new movie.
why
Yeah.
is it that these millionaire actors understand that they have to promote their work, but we done sold one book and we think we're too good to do it?
Well, I don't know. Because they get grander, whatever. I'm listen, y'all know I be seeing y'all on planes, we in the hey, convention centers waving. Listen, we everywhere. 40 events I did in 2024. And I'm gonna
Yeah.
be close to that in 2025 because I
Julia and I were
know
together.
it's
We were
done.
together in Indiana.
We were together just in Indiana, and if and we'll be together again in
Yeah.
Houston in
Yeah.
October, and we'll
Mhm.
maybe together somewhere else. And you talking about, I need to be more in the Midwest. I was like, come on, we going,
Yeah, you
come
have to get
on.
out and
I
meet
wanted to
the
be in Atlanta,
buying
but I didn't
public.
get there.
You have to get out. You
Yeah,
have to promote. The book is not going to sell itself. That's what
no,
a
it's
lot
not.
of people miss. They write a book and then they're like, oh, they just expect people to want to buy it just because they wrote it. That never happens.
Yeah,
That
no,
never
no,
happens.
it
So
doesn't.
anyway, we're at the end of our time, Julia. It
I
always
know.
goes
I
so
love y'all
fast
too.
when you're on here, and because you talk fast, and but you provide so much information, and it's like there's just not enough time. So to get the rest of it, you need to come to Julia's two workshops. Well, she's on a publisher's panel and her workshop on writing the book that builds your brand. So Julia
Exactly.
Royston with BK Royston Publishing. That's how you can reach out to her.
Hmm.
Tell them the website.
You can either go to my website, bkroystonpublishing.com, or if you say, I've written a book, I need to talk to a publisher, go to talkwithroyston.com. Talk with Royston, that's my calendar. Jump on my
Okay.
calendar, talkwithroyston.com, and let's have a free conversation. Let's talk about
Okay.
it. We can move forward.
All
Okay.
right.
Well, we'll see you in a couple of months, Julia.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Have a great night. Say
You
hi to
too.
your
Bye
husband.
bye. I will. I will. I will. Y'all be blessed. Bye bye.
You too.